Jedi Fallen Order, our last hope from EA, I think. I don't know. I don't know how long they're going to have the license. Maybe forever. Please, God, someone save us. Anyway, this game got probably the worst reveal ever at EA Play last year, with an old guy simply stating the title. But yesterday we actually got an awesome trailer that I'm going to take some screenshots here and there and kind of break them down for you of the most interesting parts. I don't need to explain the obvious because you guys are smart, but let's go into some of these screenshots. So the first one obviously is Cal looking at this Jedi starfighter as he opens this door. You can tell it's a Jedi starfighter number one because there's an R2 unit, and then you can kind of see the cockpit behind the R2 unit, and there's a Jedi logo on it, which is obviously the focus of the initial clip. Now this is interesting. If this R2 unit is intact, Cal could get some really useful information from this that I will talk about later. That's kind of a nice little twist they put on the website with the information they provide. So I really like this screenshot, especially when you dig into it. Nice subtle Easter eggs going on here. The next clip I want to look at, or it's like a series of screenshots, are these references to the Clone Wars, and there's a lot of them, which kind of goes with my theory I talked about a couple videos back, that this is going to take place a lot closer to Revenge of the Sith as opposed to being closer to A New Hope. We've seen a lot of that era with Rogue One, Rebels, all that good stuff. It's been kind of covered. Being able to see this time period just after Order 66 and everything that's going on, and kind of the transition of the Empire, is going to be really interesting. So the first thing, obviously, where Cal works and where he kind of gets discovered is at this shipyard where they're taking apart old Clone Wars era starships for scrap parts, probably making the Imperial Star Destroyers, any resources the Empire can get for their impending war across the galaxy. The next one we have is of a dead clone that Cal comes across. He picks up his comms device, and we see, obviously, Palpatine giving Order 66. So this clone probably died soon after. Cal probably thinking of some terrible things that he went through at this time period. Is probably filled with hate towards the man in blue right there. The next thing I want to look at that is a reference to the Clone Wars, not just Rebels, are these Purge troopers. So Purge troopers are interesting. If you've dove into the comics at all or anything, or you're really into Star Wars lore, then you know what these Purge troopers are. You might notice they look very similar to clone paratroopers, which I have right here. And that's because they are clones. They're the last batch of clone troopers made by the Kaminoans off of Jango Fett's DNA. They have in this image the clone pauldrons. They use Clone Wars era rifles. They have the little kilts that the clones had. And obviously the armor is clones. Now, these Purge troopers are specialized and bred to kill Jedi. That's why they're here with the Inquisitor, which I'll get more into in just a second. But their last batch of clones, they're all completely bald. They all have this dark armor, and they all have a red tattoo on their face underneath their helmet. So this is really cool that we're getting to see Imperial era clone troopers. Who's better at taking down Jedi than the people that did it in the first place? This got me really excited for this game. Also, the Inquisitor we have here has a double-bladed lightsaber. If you'll notice, she's the second sister. That's been confirmed. We know it is. She was also in the comics, one of the Darth Vader comics. Now, the double-bladed lightsaber is interesting. Obviously, everyone goes straight to Darth Maul. But if you look at this screenshot of Cal's lightsaber, or just any shot of it where you can see the whole handle, his looks like a broken double-bladed lightsaber, because it doesn't look like a traditional lightsaber. The bottom is broken off. I'm wondering if at some point we'll be able to maybe fix it and wield our own double-bladed lightsaber, something really cool along those lines. Obviously it's going to be broken at first. All the advertising has it broken, but it would be awesome to be able to finally wield a double-bladed lightsaber since, you know, the Darth Maul game got canceled and everything. This would be a ton of fun, and it would be an awesome part of, you know, the skill tree that we're probably going to have. I would be excited for that. I'm excited to see what force powers we're going to get and how far we're going to be able to upgrade them. This is going to be an interesting game. Now, let's go to the website now that we're done with the trailer and see what we can find out here. So, there's not a ton of information here on the website, but it's some of it's pretty good. Feel the Force, hone lightsaber combat forms to refine striking, blocking, dodging your enemies. Basically, just generic combat you would expect from a Jedi type of game. Use your lightsaber, use the Force, and you'll be able to upgrade them, fix them, work on them, be able to master them. Pretty typical stuff. But the interesting thing is these next two little paragraphs here. A new Star Wars story. This story is canon. As one of the last Jedi, you must do whatever it takes to survive. Complete your training before the Inquisitors discover your plan to rebuild the Jedi Order. Now, besides Luke Skywalker, this is the only character we know of that's trying to rebuild the Jedi Order. I don't think anyone else has had to try it, and I don't think anyone else has actually tried it. Now, we obviously know how this game has to end, because otherwise the next 6 movies would not exist. But this is going to be something interesting. This is a different take. This isn't just surviving the Empire and helping the rebellion. This is trying to do something more, and I think that may have to do with what Cal finds in that Jedi Starfighter. I wonder if there's some information or some texts or something he comes across where he thinks he can do this. Now, we do know that the lady in the trailer also, she is a Jedi Knight as well, and she's kind of Cal's mentor. So this could be something interesting. I'm excited to see a lot more. Let's take a look at this next paragraph. Explore ancient forests, windswept cliffs, and haunted jungles as you decide when and where you want to go next. Now, these locations, they said, are going to be entirely new, so I'm not even going to try to speculate on these. Haunted jungles, though, does ring Dagobah like crazy. But the decide when and where you want to go next, that's really interesting for gameplay, because that might mean we have a branching story that we can kind of pick and choose where we want to go, and that might decide how the ending happens. Do you want to be aggressive and give in to your anger and go attack the Empire? Or do you want to go help your friends or allies or whatever, because that's the good thing to do? I don't know. I think that's going to be something interesting. I can't wait to see more at EA Play. But that's all I have as far as information from this trailer. I really enjoyed it. This is really the big game I'm looking forward to this fall. Super hyped. Between this and Episode 9, this is going to be a really good Star Wars Christmas. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, then you know what to do down below. And if you really enjoy it, please share it with your friends, as this is the best way to grow the channel. You guys have a good one, and I would say something copyrighted, so I'm not. Do it.